Hey everyone, today I've got the Fate of the Furious movie review. A villainous hacker lures Dom Toretto into a world of terrorism, but will his crew help him escape the fate and unite as a family once again? So as far as the story goes, F. Gary Gray, who previously directed Vin Diesel in A Man Apart and also Charlize Theron in The Italian Job, takes on this 8th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise to a whole new level of crazy. Thanks a lot, Tyrese Gibson, for constantly saying that word. With the absence of Paul Walker, there is a lot at stake, and it definitely showed the show must go on. I did like, however, that this movie gave a little nod to his character. Won't tell you what it is, but I just thought it was really cool. Even though this movie, obviously has its reputation, it does get silly at times and it is out of cruise control. As far as the casting goes, you've got Vin Diesel, who definitely puts his character, Dom Toretto, in a compromising situation. There is definitely more at stake with his character when he betrays his family. You really didn't expect to see this coming, and just how well he was going to handle this situation, if he was going to completely betray his family at all and join the bad guys team, which, by the way, started off really interesting. At first I was confused as to how this all sort of transpired, but the way it all sort of went down, it was, coincidentally really fast. Dwayne Johnson, who plays Hobbs, and I really like him in this movie. I definitely think he's a good fit for this franchise, and especially in that one scene where he is put in prison, and that whole scene that goes down is just really funny and intense, and he's up against Jason Statham's character, who is Deckard Shaw, who's the brother of Luke Evans' character from the Fast and Furious 6 movie. He was unnecessarily funny at times, and I felt like his character reminded me a little bit of his role in the movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy. But I also feel like he's just like a one-trick pony, where he can only be seen in, action movies, and, not really stepping outside of that comfort zone, and the comedy kind of wears off. Charlize Theron, who plays the hacker in this movie, and she, I feel like, stole the show, and unintentionally so. I know that she's a good actress and she's beautiful and she does well in these actioners, especially with the Mad Max Fury Road movie that she was in, and I didn't want her to overshadow the movie, but of course, being the villain, she, I feel like, slightly overshadowed this movie just a bit, even though I was rooting for Vin Diesel all the way. Like, she is like a seductress, and she's trying to take advantage of Vin Diesel right in front of Michelle Rodriguez, who I, loved in this movie as well. Also got Helen Mirren in this movie, who's in for a short period of time, but she plays the mother of Jason Statham. And, I thought, her role was pretty interesting as well. The rest of the crew, Scott Eastwood, Kurt Russell, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, everybody just sort of faded off into the background as expected. It was just been there, seen that. So the things that I liked about this movie, not really hating on the first part of the movie, but the second and third acts were just totally action-packed with some of those crazy scenes, especially that were just, mind-blowing. And of course, with a movie like this, there's going to be the same mindless car chase scenes, but a lot of emotional weight attached to this movie. Besides the fact that, Paul Walker isn't in this movie, and you just see less comedy that thankfully didn't overshadow the movie. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that, ever since I saw the first trailer, they really tried to raise the bar with this movie, and it didn't quite feel like anything new compared to the last film. It went by really fast. Of course, a lot of suspension of disbelief, which is, obvious once again. And at times it did feel predictable. If this is the type of movie that you like to watch where that it's mostly going to be the same old formula, you might still enjoy watching these movies and be attracted to this franchise, which I had been enjoying as each movie went on, even though it's just like, the plot is basically similar, if not the same. So overall, I would say that The Fate of the Furious, aka Fast and Furious 8, was a pretty decent outing, and one that I'm thinking, okay, do I like this one better than Furious 7? I'm still not sure. It's in a dead tie. I would still recommend seeing this movie, whether or not you have been a fan of the franchise or not. I would give this 4 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of The Fate of the Furious, and how would you rank all of the Fast and Furious movies in the franchise. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.